There we go. Well, awesome. Well, not a lot of people know who you are. So I'll give you the opportunity to just introduce yourself, share how long you've been doing insurance and what you're mainly focused on now.
Yeah, dude. So again, thanks again for the opportunity. Anytime I get these opportunities, first and foremost, like I never want to um, pass up on the opportunity to give honor where honor's due. Like y'all's leaders of this agency, hands down, have number one, got your best interest at heart. But number two, I don't think I've ever seen anybody work harder for their team or their agency than you guys. So I know you guys may not have known it, but I get to watch you guys from a distance, from like a 10,000 foot overview, and just know the people that you're connected to, the leaders that you're connected to, the team you're connected to, you guys have something special, so don't take it for granted by any means. Utilize these guys for everything that they've got because they're working their absolute tails off to make sure you guys can become the wealthiest team in the entire insurance industry. So you got something special here, and I'm honored to be on here with you guys. So um, I've actually got to watch you guys from a distance for a while. Whenever I first got started in the industry, I started like most people, final expense, and I stayed final expense. I was running the old T2 leads. You guys remember the T2s? Those old like little like paper final expense, like expired mailers or whatever.
Oh
Door
yeah.
knocking the freaking what was it, like Section 8 housing and whatnot, just because they were like arguing with grandma over 50% or $50 cigarettes or a $50 final expense policy. That's where I started. Yeah, it was fun.
The OGs
Saturday,
now.
bro, Saturdays when they didn't pick up the phone, we just went straight to their door and said, "Hey, I'm here to make sure you get this taken care of." Like we're rocking and rolling, man. So it started off there, and after my first year in, I wanted to expand a little bit. I started to move to mortgage protection. And this was back in like 2018, somewhere around there. And after this, I just kind of started seeing a couple of people do something a little bit different. Like I knew there was more I could do with my license than just standard mortgage protection and final expense, right? So then I started doing really heavy digging into IULs, advanced markets. And the year that I started selling IULs was the first year that I wrote a million on my own pen. And I'm like, okay,
Let's
cool.
go.
So we started digging into more advanced markets like premium finance. And dude, full disclosure, I was scared to death of annuities. I didn't know what the heck they were. I didn't know how to manage people's money or what. I didn't. I thought I had to like purposely manage it. And I'm like, who the heck am I? I'm just an insurance agent, right? But as I started to realize, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I don't need a securities license to do this. I'm completely compliant. My E&O insurance covers it. Okay, let's figure this out. Let's do this thing. And Jonah, the way that it happened, man, I was selling an IUL to a client and they wanted to put in 2,000 bucks a month. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I helped him out with that, got him approved, done. Like he was ready to go. And I was thinking, okay, on to the next one. Well, little did I know, he stopped me mid-call. Like I was ready to go on to my next appointment, Jonah. He stopped me mid-call and he said, hey, wait a minute, man. Do you guys, and he just paused. He's like, do you guys do anything with like larger sums of money? I said, what are you talking about? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, I've got like $360,000 just kind of sitting here in an old account. I don't know what to do with. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, man, it went down. I lost like, 15 grand in the market. I just want to find some way to invest it, just kind of keep it going. I'm like, okay, yeah, let me figure it out. Give me a week. Dude, I was scrambling. I didn't know what the heck to do. I was calling carriers, I was calling different people. And then I'm like, okay, let, I didn't have anybody to like actually help me do this at the very beginning. So I was calling the carrier that I was working with at the time. And I'm like, yo, I got this guy on the line. How do I do this? He says, okay, this is your first one, right? I'm like, yes. He said, okay, I'm going to walk you through it, but I can't talk to the client. I'm like, okay, so how am I going to do this? He's like, you're going to write it up and then you're back on the phone with me and I'm going to check it on the back end. So I'm going between like two different phones, writing my first annuity application up. He's checking it. I'm going back to the client. I'm like, okay, just give me a brief hold. I'm going to check this out real quick. He said, okay, yeah, that's fine. Dude, I fumbled my way through it. Absolutely fumbled my way through it. But we got it approved through, like, got the application finished, got it approved through suitability. And then, client was happy. Transfer was actually the easiest transfer that I've ever had. which was kind of ironic because it was my first one. And then I got paid a pretty nice little paycheck just from trying to figure something out, dude. Like my commission level at that time was like it's right around the lowest level, but I got paid like 18 grand just for helping somebody out, just trying to figure something out. And that 18 grand, I'm like, okay, yeah, that could be cool. But then it hit my account and just like that, it became real. And I'm like, okay, I'm freaking addicted. I got to figure out how to do this thing, man. So 18 grand hit, figured out how to help that client. And he actually just hit me up last week. He's like, hey, Daniel, are annuity rates good right now? I'm like, actually, yeah. Why? What you thinking? He's like, well, I found another 300 grand. I don't know what to do with. I'm like, okay, I'm your guy. Let's go. So that's kind of how it started. That's how I got started, and that's how I slowly, like 10,000 foot overview, got involved in like advanced markets, annuities, and things like that.
Awesome. 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 What did you write last year?
Last year on my own pen was 1.5 in
Nice.
life, and we
Nice.
did we did right around 12 in annuities.
Perfect. So I want this call to be super tactical on exact track words you use. What is your process for finding the money? What are the questions you ask? And then once you find it, how are you closing the client down?
Yeah. So um, I don't know if you guys knew this or not too, but we do have an annuity 101 training every Wednesday at 12 o'clock. If you guys want, jump on that call. Like we're dropping some good knowledge on there. And some of you that have been on that call, I know I've been working with Jordan a little bit too, but some of you that have been on that call, you're going to hear a lot of the same things because the key point to selling these annuities and making this really work and scalable for you guys as a whole is to really keep it simple, dude. It's to keep it so simple. And what I'm about to tell you, these word tracks, I'm trying to build suspense, get these guys ready, you know. But these word tracks, they're not sexy, they're not cool. There's nothing special. It's simple, short, sweet, to the point, and the agent that literally got their license yesterday could duplicate this system that I'm about to give you and put that same $18,000 in their pocket that I did from my first annuity just by following this simple step. You guys want to hear it? Was that enough suspense? Was that good enough? Maybe, sort of, kind of. Cypher's like, heck yeah, boy, let's go. I'm like, okay. So, um, whenever I'm running mortgage protection or what do you guys primarily run, Jonah? Like a little bit of
Mortgage,
everything.
99% mortgage.
So whenever we're running mortgage, that's actually the best place to find annuities too, bro.
Yeah.
Um, people, fun fact for you guys, write this down. If you're looking for confidence in finding annuity leads, like all BS aside, I don't really want to hear it if somebody says they can't find annuity leads in mortgage. They're just not looking for it, bro. Because think about how many times does somebody change jobs in their professional career? Found
10.
out that people change jobs anywhere from 4 to 9 times in their professional career. How many 401ks are they leaving behind? At least three. Like it's just chilling there. It's just sitting there. So you got the opportunity to help somebody out with that, right? So that's my soapbox. I'll get off that for a second, but I get fired up about this stuff, dude. You're gonna have to tell me to cool out, chill out if you need to. But
You
yeah,
guys, I want to add one thought.
yeah.
Everybody asks me, Jonah, like if you could go back, what's the one thing you would do differently, or what's the biggest mistake you've made? And guys, the biggest mistake I've made was writing $800,000 of only simplified issue life insurance. That's stupid. The amount of money that I tripped over in homes that I could have, dude, I could have easily made another 200, $300,000 for the year in income if I would have just been asking the right questions and had been looking for annuities. And so in this business, you the worst thing you can do is get comfortable or get complacent. Because I see so many people come in and then their first 30 days, their first couple weeks a little rough and they struggle and then they like it clicks and they're like, all right, dude, perfect. And then they're on that path of progression leveling up. And then they hit 20 or they hit 40 and then they might hit 60, but like once they hit that 40K mark, I see so many guys where it's like, all right, now I'm doing 40, I'm comfortable, I'm good. That's the worst spot you can be in. So once you're consistently producing 30, $40,000 a month, you guys should be hopping on these annuity calls and thinking, dude, how can I add an extra 5, 10, $15,000 of income a month to without even having to find any extra. Like, guys, it's not like you're having to go out there and buy extra leads or call extra clients. Like, these are from the clients you're already helping and serving. You're just adding another line of business. And when you can add two or more lines of business, your persistency goes up exponentially.
Yeah, 100%. Dude. LIMRA actually states that if you sell at least two policies to the same client, your persistency goes to 98%.
Bam.
That's according to LIMRA, 98%. That's huge. That's
Who
ridiculous.
who wants a 98% on their business? Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was huge, man. And to your point, we actually ran some math from the last agency that I was working with to this one here, and we found like how many of you guys like interact with me a little bit? How many of you guys like raise your hand if you are writing at least $30,000 a month in business? I know you guys are freaking studs. How many of you guys are doing that? Yeah, we got a lot of you guys. That's awesome. So if you're writing at least $30,000 a month, or we've even dropped it down to at least $20,000 a month in business. If you're writing at least 20 grand every single month, we found that you're skipping over an average of $250,000 a month in annuity volume from people that have just money sitting in their old 401ks, Roths, CDs, IRAs, anything like that. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm a numbers guy. Like numbers make sense to me, right? So 250,000 times 12. Somebody do that math real quick. Who's following along with me? Somebody do that math. 250 times 12. What is that? 3 million. That's right, Alex. 3 million. 3 million at the lowest comp level that we have here at Pinnacle for selling annuities. Who knows what that is? 4.5%. 3 million times 4.5% times 0.045. What's that number? Somebody shout it out when you get it. If this doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will about selling annuities and helping families and put people in a better position. I'll go ahead and tell you. You guys ready? Andre's just like chilling, bro. I'm jealous. He's looking so cool right now, smoking the cigar and everything. I'm down, bro. He sells annuities. He just looks like he sells annuities. Let's go. $135,000. How many of you guys would like to have an additional $135,000 of dang near non-charge backable premium added to your business? Yeah, yeah. That'll pay
How
for that.
many
Go
how
ahead.
many how many of you guys were making 135K in your prior job before you got your insurance license? And this is just
That's a
the
good question.
cherry on top. This is just extra spending cash.
Bro, like, I don't know of anybody that wants to get in this industry just to like sell forever, right? When you talk about growing and building, what could an extra 135 grand do for your business? How many times could you multiply? You know, like, what's it going to do for your lead spend, your team's lead spend? And that's not any additional lead cost, right? Like, that's the exact, like, if I can't paint this picture enough for you, that's an extra like over six figures at the lowest possible comp level just from doing this same process we're talking about right now. You think that's enough to get people excited to follow these simple steps? I mean, I don't know. Maybe. I hope so, right?
That's a supercar. That's dang near a McLaren or an R8.
Yeah. Bro, I don't know if I could fit in an R8, to be honest with you. Definitely not like that. I mean, my shoulders are too big, dog.
How, t- how
I
tall
need
are you?
like, I'm 6'1" on a good hair day. So,
There you go. Dude,
yeah.
Turner's about your height. Turner
Yeah.
makes it work.
Okay. There we go. We can do it. I got them shoulders though, man. Like, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, so these questions helped me end up selling all the annuities that I've sold in the past off of mortgage protection, final expense, IULs. There's no lead that you can't find annuity money off of from asking these simple questions. All right. So, first things first, when you're doing your financial inventory, how many of you guys are structured enough to keep doing your financial inventory while you're still talking to a client? You guys still follow financial inventory? Yeah, good. I bet you all the time.
I hope everybody raises their hand.
Like if you're a top producer, like I still use a financial inventory whenever I go through everything. Like I don't give a rip. It's my guidelines and guardrails. Like I stay there. That is home base. That is where I'm comfortable. That's where I do not move. And I mean, I credit that to me writing like over $1 million multiple times over just in life alone. Like follow the same process. It's not complicated, right? But on your financial inventory, this question, if you guys are taking notes, write this down if you need to. Put them in your phone, do something, write it down, put it on a sticky note, put it on your fridge, put it on top of your desk, do whatever you got to do wherever you're going to see it the most, right? But write down this question. There's going to be two questions, okay? First one, we call it the golden question. It's pretty simple. While you're doing the financial part of the financial inventory, like annual income, net worth, all that good stuff, you're going to ask them, now, do you have anything that acts like life insurance? Old 401ks, Roths, CDs, IRAs, anything that somebody's going to get whenever you're not here anymore. Or some people would say anybody that's got a beneficiary attached to it, right? That's it. It's simple. Do you have anything that acts like life insurance? Old 401ks, Roths, and what I like to do is I like to interrupt myself a little bit because psychologically, when I interrupt myself, it makes the other client think that I think they already know what I'm talking about. So it's like, oh, Jonah, do you have anything that acts like any kind of life insurance, like old 401ks, Roths, CD, anything that's beneficiary has a or that's has a beneficiary attached to it that they're going to get when you're not here anymore? Anything like that?
Yeah, I got old CD.
You got an old CD. Okay, great. Now you must love paying taxes.
No, not really.
Then why do you make the federal government your number one beneficiary on your CD?
Well, I thought it was my daughter Susie, not the
Yeah.
government.
Well, anytime that CD ends, you're paying taxes on your gains. What if I showed you
Oh,
there's a way you could let taxes continue to grow tax deferred and build compound interest for the rest of your life?
I would be interested in that.
Okay, there's one, right?
Bam.
But so we don't go into it right there, right? But you'll ask them if they have that, okay? And then immediately after that, you say, okay, cool. Roughly how much you have in there. So we ask them, okay, how much you have in there, whatever it is. Old 401k, Roth, see, if it's an old 401k, Dallas, we're like, okay, cool. How much do you have in that? All right, roughly 250. Cool. I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna circle it and I'm gonna visit that at the end of our call. Is that cool with you? Cool. Ask permission to bring it back up and then let it go. Invoke the spirit of Elsa if you have to and let it go. Keep the
That
main thing. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's so important. I was just gonna echo what you said, Daniel, because I've seen guys where they self-sabotage themselves and they get excited about the annuity, and then it just either freaks clients out or confuses them where they said, dude, I thought this was for the mortgage protection. And they just start going on this whole annuity rabbit trail where, like Daniel said, keep the main thing, close the life insurance, and then circle back at the end.
Yeah, 100%, guys. Like our job with this is not to make you sound like an overeducated broke person. They don't do any business with anybody. It's not working, right? So you want to keep things simple, short, sweet, and to the point. Confident people say less. They understand what they're talking about. They convey what they know through their confidence and through their experience. They don't have to over explain. Is a doctor going to over explain a diagnosis? You have X. That means you have da da da. Okay, cool. What do I need to do about it? What's the solution? Identify the problem, identify the solution. That simple, right? So after you identify how much money they've got and where it's at, then you say, okay, cool. I'm going to revisit that here in a little bit. Okay. And you just lead the call. Say, okay, cool. Then go back into mortgage protection. Go back into protecting their property at 123 Cherry Street. Finish that out. Submit the sale. And then you're like, okay, Isaac, so we submitted your sale or we submitted your policy here. We're going to find out what the company says in about 2, 3 business days. Even if you got them approved or not, this is me. If you guys are trained differently, Jonah, I don't know. This is just what I've done to help me get to the table for the next sale. So correct me if I'm wrong. But what I'll say is we'll find out if you get approved anywhere from 2 to 5 business days, depending on the company. But you know, Isaac, going back to that old 401k, man, it's typically going to do one of three things. This is the second question here. Write this down if you need to. This is the second question. Isaac, that old 401k, I'm just picking on you because I see you, bro. Sorry, but it's typically going to do one of three things. It's either going to go up, it's going to go down, or it's going to stay the same. Now, Isaac, if I could wave a magic wand and get rid of one of those three options for you, which one would you want me to get rid of?
Going down, of course.
What exactly? What is everybody and their mama going to say? Going down. Who likes losing money? There not be one hand raised up. Nobody likes losing money, right? So you ask them that question, going up, going down, or staying the same. If I could wave a magic wand and get rid of one of those three options, which one would you want me to get rid of? They say going down. And you say, okay, perfect. Now, this is the beautiful part. Okay. This is the absolute like amazing part. You don't have to know how the annuity works. Like, Jonah, let me ask you, what car do you drive, man? What's that car on your Instagram all the time? What is it? What car do you drive?
McLaren.
Dude, I don't know one freaking thing about how to work on a McLaren. I don't know if you do or not. If you don't, that's cool. If you do, like,
I
I don't
hope
know how
so.
to work. I don't
I
know how
used
to
to
work
drive
on
every
freaking
day.
do what?
Oh, you said to work it or work on?
Work on it.
Oh, work on it? No.
Like under the hood. Like if something
No,
were to break, I know I would be screwed. Like
absolutely not.
I don't know like what the right terminology is for working on the freaking car. I truly don't. It's wild, right? But it's a nice car. So like, I know how to run it. I know how it works, but I don't know how to fix anything. I don't need to know underneath. I don't need to know what's going on under the hood. Same thing with you guys in the annuities. You don't need to know how it works. You don't need to know uh, what are the inners and outers of it. You don't need to know how stocks, bonds, investment thing. Like you don't even have to have any of that language come out of your mouth whatsoever. All you have to do is say, hey, I've actually got a guy. His name's Daniel. His name's whoever you refer your annuities out to, and he can show you exactly how to make that happen. Now, if we could do something like that, would that be worth a 5 minute conversation? Or you can say, hey, if you'd like to learn more about that, I'm sure he'd be able to talk to you about that. And then send it off. Now, I don't know about you. You were going to say something. Go ahead, Jonah.
And I was just gonna say, I'll bet you the guys selling the McLarens don't even know how to fix them or work on them.
Oh, bro, absolutely not. There's guys that are selling BMWs don't know how to work on BMWs right now. There's so many freaking buttons in that thing. It's not even funny, right? Like
Yeah.
same thing with freaking annuity. But if you understand the concept and you can sell the concept, you can sell the annuity. What if I told you you never had to show an illustration for the rest of your life to protect somebody's money and their wealth with an annuity? What if I told you that you could make millions upon millions of dollars in commissions that most of the time, there's like a 1% chance, dude, if somebody passes away in the first year, but most of the time never charges back. You could make millions upon millions of dollars just by referring these things out to the right people and then learning how to do them yourself by writing the application. Not even showing an illustration. How cool would that be? Because if you can sell the concept, like, I mean, perfect example. It's the same thing that you guys do with mortgage protection. Like, how many of you guys show an illustration whenever you're selling a mortgage protection deal? Or is it all over the phone?
All over the phone. We
So, what
don't.
are you doing? You're selling an idea, right? You're selling protection. Go ahead, Joni. You're going to say something too. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm fired up, and I mean this is huge. Nobody's confused by how much an annuity can, how beneficial it can be to their business. So I want to dive back into the specifics and the tactical questions. So we got the two questions to find it, and then once you've found it and you've already helped me cover protect my mortgage, where are we going from there?
Yeah. So again, that's where the magic wand comes in, dude. That's literally it. So you ask the first one, the golden one, the golden question. Do you have anything acts like life insurance, old 401ks, Roth, CD, anything that it's going to have a beneficiary attached to it when somebody's not here anymore or when you're not here anymore, right? Okay, cool. You revisit that, you finish out the mortgage protection sale, then you say, Jonah, we've got your mortgage protected. We got everything taken care of for you there. You're part of the family. I think it'd be kind of weird if I didn't mention this to you. It would be weird if I didn't. At least I just protected your mortgage, man. It's weird if I don't bring this up, right? I have knowledge from something and I want to be able to help you do this too. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever your wording is, but I'm trying to get you guys to understand the concept as to why. Benny knows, he understands this. He's been on these calls. But you just say, okay, cool. Now you're a part of the family. I think it'd be weird if I didn't bring this up to you. That old 401k. This is when you reference back to what that old financial vehicle was. You reference back to that old 401k. Man, it's going to do one of three things. It's either going to go up, it's going to go down, or it's going to stay the same. Now, if I could wave a magic wand and get rid of one of those three options, which one would you want me to get rid of? And then you let them talk. They say going down. They never want their money to go down. That's when you say, okay, cool. I've actually got a specialist that can show you how to do exactly that if you'd like to learn more about it. And then you tee them up with a specialist on their calendar, and whether that's me, whether it's somebody else that's on your team, you guys control the flow of where that business goes, where you have the most faith of getting deals across the table. And then, the annuity specialist close them out for you. And then what I like to do, I don't know about you guys, but Jonah, I've got a system to where anybody that actually partners with me on referring out annuities, I can have them selling their own annuities in 5 meetings or less.
Bam,
Five
bam.
meetings or less. I can have them selling their own annuities in 5 meetings or less. How many of you guys would want to do that? You get the on the job. Oh, a lot of hands there. Then we freaking go. Let's go, crew. Come on. So 5 meetings or less. What happens is you show up to the first one. Basically, you let me do all the talking. Short, sweet, to the point. I show you how to do it. Second meeting, you bring the second client. I acknowledge you a little bit more. We're conversating a little bit more. You're in and out of the conversation. It's like on the job, like you know how a bird learns to fly? They get pushed out of the freaking nest, right? How else are like what's y'all's process for getting people new people started with mortgage protection leads, Jonah? What do you guys do?
They dial for the first week or two to book appointments, and then once they get their contracts back, they're on the phone selling.
So you push them out of the freaking nest from day one, right?
Yep.
Like they're talking to people. Same
Yeah.
thing here with annuities. You got to know how to have the conversation so that when the times come, you can have the conversation. You practice by doing. So second time around, you're interacting with the client just like I am. Third time, you and I are basically going 50-50 on this thing. You're communicating, you're sharing some concepts. I'm communicating, I'm making sure that you're in your guardrails and guidelines, keeping you compliant, legal, and ready to go. Fourth time around, you're leading and I'm watching. You're leading and I'm watching. And then the fifth time, I'm just there as an advisor, just ready. Like you're almost teaching me at that point. I'm sitting back and ready to go and letting you handle the entire thing. So I get on the call as your trainee, asking you questions to make sure you're doing everything the right way. And I'm asking you guys in front of your clients, edifying you at that point. And after that, I'm not out of the picture yet. No, I'm still this covering. The last thing that I want to do, going back to the law of the lid, whenever it comes to the annuity department in Pinnacle, last thing I ever want to do is be a lid. I'm never going to prevent somebody from getting better and standing in the way of them making their own money to change their own future. There's no freaking way. So my job moving forward after those five, it may even be three. Who knows? You may be, I mean, you guys are freaking studs on this agency. So after those X amount of calls, I turn into a covering for you. And a covering allows you to grow while keeping you compliant, keeping you ready to go, and making sure you're doing the right thing for the clients. Does that make sense, guys? How many of you guys would like to do something like that?
Let's go. Drop an
That's what
emoji
I'll
in the
do.
chat. Drop an emoji in the chat if you want to work with Daniel. And Daniel, how can they schedule calls with you?
So what I'll do, I will put my link. And here's a crazy thing, Jonah. Like I don't know if you guys know this or not, but they don't. And this again, this is not. I'm not special by any means, dude. I'm not. I'm just honored to be working with anybody and everybody here. But Joe and Gabe don't want me working with anybody. You can't find my specialist link on the portal. So I got the call. I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but I got the call from Joe to meet up with Jonah. Joe formally introduced Jonah and I, and he said, "Hey, I'd like for you guys to start working together in some capacity, however it makes sense." So Jonah and I have been talking in the background about how to make this specific department in your team just completely flourish. So all that being said, I have one specific link, and this one link I've just dropped in the chat. And this is the only way that I'd be able to, or somebody would be able to get in touch with me besides just texting me or through an introduction from corporate. I mean, pretty much exclusive. Yeah. I'm working directly with you guys. So, Jonah, I'm going to text this to you too, but this link in the chat is the only way that somebody would be able to work with me in this training on this program. to help you guys get to that next level.
Let's
So
go.
that is in the chat now.
I've already got it bookmarked.
Let's
Guys,
go.
everybody go in the chat and bookmark this calendar link. And Daniel, we want to be respectful of your time as well. So we're not everybody on this call is a closer. So we're not going to be booking you booth appointments. But what are the right qualifications to make somebody a good fit for an annuity?
Yeah. So corporate has different rules than what a lot of you guys might have for your own. So we understand these are training. So we want you to get better with absolutely anything and everything. So most specialists will say like there's a cutoff of 100 grand. With me, there's not. I'm invested more in your education in making these annuities pay out for you in the long run than the short run. I could care less about commissions. I could care less about comp splits. I don't give a rip. I want you to get this education so that you can take this agency to the next freaking level when it comes to advanced markets and annuities. So the cutoff is 10 grand. How many of you guys can find 10 grand to learn how to sell $100,000 in annuities? 10 grand is not hard. Is it going to pay out the best? Probably not. But is it going to get you the process? Absolutely. So you work on the tens to help you find the hundreds, 200s, 300s. Perfect example. I was working with a guy and he didn't find one for 3 months. I think he wasn't asking the questions. I don't know. That's just me because I think it's hard to produce as much as he did without asking the questions. He said he finally found one. It was $1.5 million. We pitched him for a month, got him on the call that second month, closed him, wrote $1.5 million off a mortgage lead. How many of you guys would like to really find out how to do that? Same process as selling the 10 grand. That's why I want you guys to be able to understand that. That's why I want you to be able to do that. So for you guys and your team, Jonah, 10 grand's a limit. If they ain't got 10 grand, throw it in IUL, figure it out, dude. Like it's not worth their time. Might not be worth your time if it's under 10 grand, but 10 grand and up is the limit to work with me. As long as you find out how much money is in the account and you ask those questions specifically, you can work with me and we'll get it done together.
Awesome. Awesome. Guys, we'll open it up for questions here in a sec. If anybody has questions, let me give you a few common objections
Okay, let's
for
rip.
annuities. Ready? All
Yeah.
right, most common one, I need to talk to my financial advisor.
Yeah. Did they offer you anything like this before?
No,
So they weren't concerned or you didn't, tell them about your concern about potentially losing 60, 70, 80% of your portfolio overnight, like what happened in 2008?
no.
Okay. Well, here's the good news, Jonah. I'm not here to kind of replace any type of financial advisor, even if they did or did not show you any types of these options. I'm just here to become a part of the team. And if you decide that this option is going to be a little bit better for you and your financial future and your family, I'd love to work with you. But if it doesn't, we'll still part ways as friends. Either way, I'd still like to at least show you what I have prepared for you. Is that fair enough?
That's fair enough.
Cool. Then we go to the meeting.
How can the insurance company give me a bonus, allow me to make a return every year with the floor being zero and not lose
Yeah,
anything?
great question. So your money is invested with the market, not in the market itself, right? So you're never taking any type of risk whatsoever. Think about it this way. Your money is just being held by the insurance company for them taking all the risk. Do you remember that life insurance policy we just got you set up with, Jonah?
Yeah.
The whole concept of that life insurance policy is that we transferred risk, right? So if you die tomorrow, who's covering that mortgage for you and your family?
The insurance company.
The insurance company. So you transferred the risk of you not being here anymore to the insurance company. We're doing the exact same thing with your retirement account. We're transferring the risk of the market going down and you losing everything overnight and delaying your much needed and much desired retirement to the insurance company to ensure you never lose a dime again. Does that make sense?
All right, last one. Daniel, I like you. I think you're a great guy. It's just I've been working my entire life for this 401k, and I just don't feel comfortable, you know, putting all this into it. I just met you a week ago.
Yeah, no, I completely understand, man. Like, I don't expect you to jump into bed with me yet when we just met. Let me at least buy you a drink first. Let's talk about it. Let me show you what the illustration looks like. have a couple of conversations. And if you don't get warm, fuzzy feelings and it's not right for you, we'll still part ways as friends. But I will show you this over $461 billion worth of monies of retirement funds were moved into annuities just in 2025 alone. And over 114 billion were moved in the fourth quarter of 2025. That's a record for 6 years in a row. So I understand where you may be a little hesitant, but over 461 billion George Washingtons thought this was a right idea for them. And that's the only thing that makes me think it might be a right idea for you.
Damn, that was a great response.
Thanks, man.
What questions do we got? Feel free to either unmute or drop them in the chat.
I have one. This might be a bit of a dumb question, but do you possibly have word tracks for things like these?
As far as like, I don't know what that look was, Caesar. I apologize, man, but I was trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
Word tracks for what I was doing for selling annuities.
Yes, because I'm just starting out, but it's good to like have that, for later
Yeah.
on.
Yep. So the best thing that I don't want to tell you, bros, don't put the cart before the horse. Because here's what's going to happen, Caesar. If I give you all these word tracks that I spent the last 10 years trying to figure out, you're going to try to blurt them all out at the very beginning, thinking you're an annuity specialist. So by me not answering that question specifically, I'm protecting your tail from screwing up your first annuity referral. Is that fair enough to say?
That's fair enough.
Now,
Okay.
that being said, once you refer your first annuity appointment out, dude, you're getting all the sauce. You're getting every last bit of it simply because it's going to be applicable at that time.
Okay.
Like
So
whenever you first get started with mortgage protection, do you need to know what probate is?
yes.
Kind of. Until it comes. Isaac's shaking no. A lot of these people are saying no. Do you need to know the basics like, hey, this insurance will be there for your family when you're not here anymore?
Yes.
Yes. Does the rest come with time?
Yes.
Yes. So I do have word tracks. They're not all written down because they're situational. If you get into a situation to where you're trying to understand annuities as a whole, and then you start blurting out some of these other word tracks that are not applicable at that time, you're going to lose your first one, get discouraged. It's not even going to be worth it to you. So, yes, I do. I'd love to give them to you when the time is right. But it's not like a you got to earn them type thing. I just want to protect you from yourself in this instance, if that's fair enough to say.
Yeah,
Because
of course. Step by step, right?
dude, that's it. I care enough about the agents to tell them no when they're hungry enough to learn too much at that time, just to get the simples and the basics down. Make your first call, book your first appointment. We'll go from there, if that's okay to say.
Oh, hell yeah. That makes sense to me. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, if you haven't done 20K yet, get to 20K. Once you're at 20K, ask the right questions, find the annuities, and then simply book on Daniel's calendar. If you guys want to work with Daniel or whoever else you guys want to work with, my goal is to give you guys the resources, whether it's Jesse, Daniel, whoever else, whoever you're most comfortable with, but we want to provide a sufficient amount of people in front of you. So there's literally no excuses to not find this because this is too great of an opportunity. Do you have a script that says your word tracks and your rebuttals for annuities?
Word tracks and rebuttals for like in the actual sale and in the process.
Either in the process or booking the appointment and common objections you can get, either or.
I tell you what, I can make one for you. If I'm being completely transparent, I don't even have one yet, dude. The two things that I have written down are the two things that I've needed, and the rest have just kind of come naturally. So I can write it down for you, and I can try to make one whenever it comes to different objections or rebuttals, if you will. But I don't have one yet, but I can make one for you if you'd like, and I'll get that to you as soon as possible.
Awesome. That would be huge.
Yeah, man.
Andre asked a really good question. He said, what's the shortest term that an annuity is tied up for before they can start turning on the automatic income rider and getting paid from that?
Day one. Day freaking one. Check this out, dude. Like, and this is where I get so freaking jazzed up and excited about these annuity products. Check this out. Like, do you guys know the rule of 4%? Do you know the 4% rule?
Yes.
Somebody tell me the 4% rule. If you don't know it, it's okay. Somebody tell me the 4% rule.
Don't make me say it. Somebody else.
It's cool. I want to use the time wisely. If you don't know, I'd rather you not tell me. That's awesome. So 4% rule is just basically what a standard financial advisor will let you have or give you whenever you're trying to turn on that income switch in retirement. So perfect example, if you have $1 million in a retirement account, somebody can tell me this. Everybody got a calculator? Get your calculator ready if you don't. This is getting ready for you. Get a calculator. Get ready to unmute and tell me what is 4% of $1 million? 4%,
40K.
40K. Thank you, Alex. I'm giving you a virtual high five right there. That's awesome. Who can live off of 40K right now? Can anybody live off 40K? I think that goes against the entire like prosper agency mindset, bro. Who can live? We make that in a month. Who can live off of 40K a year?
Nobody.
So with the annuity products that we have right now, how cool would it be to be able to like approach your client with the same type of strategy, like the same tee up that I just taught you? And then you bring it to me. We sit down and we talk and we say, hey, Jonah, I understand this $1 million is really important to you. You spent your entire life building this up. And your main goal with this was to make sure that you had income for the rest of your life, right? So what if I could turn those paychecks that you're supposed to be getting from your financial advisor of 40,000 a year into play checks of over $86,000 a year, day one, dollar one? How cool would that be? Would that be worth a 5-minute conversation if I could show you how to do that? The annuity
100%.
products we have right now show you how to double the income of people's money from day stinking one. And you have the power to do that with your life insurance license right now. It's the most powerful thing I've ever seen in the industry, man. And I get jazzed up about it. I freaking love it.
Man, I feel the passion coming through the screen. I love it. I love it. Well, Daniel, this was a great call. We're out of time, but any closing words for the guys and
No,
gals?
just don't overcomplicate it, man. It doesn't, like I said, Benny knows, man. Like he's been on our training calls and he's been really faithful. He's heard it. Jordan's heard it. Don't try to overcomplicate this process. If you try to say too much, you'll end up talking yourself out of a sale. Just say the same things that I told you, the word tracks that I showed you. And I feel truly honored to be partnered with you guys on this journey. And I look forward to helping you guys sell your own annuities in the future. I really do.
Awesome. All right, guys. Before we wrap up, a few reminders went over at the beginning of the call for those that jumped in late. Don't forget to submit yourselves in the Pinnacle portal so you can get the Pinnacle bonus. Guys, the Prosper bonus for this month, 1, 2, and 3. We're giving out 6 bonuses total for the top 3 Transamerica producers, top 3 Foresters producers. And then guys, if you guys want to book on Daniel's calendar before you hop out of here, make sure to save his link. And then also, Daniel, what time are the annuity trainings on Wednesdays? You said noon.
Yep. So every Wednesday, like clockwork, at 12 o'clock noon Eastern time, we have an annuity 101 training. It's not sexy, but it's simple and it's duplicatable. The more you hear it, the more you can repeat it, the more you can do it. And every other Wednesday, we have an annuity 201 training. And those are only for people that have sold at least, we want to say at least 200 grand or more in annuities. So main one you want to focus on, Annuity 101, Wednesday at 12 o'clock Eastern time every week.
And guys, I've never been on those calls, but I would beg to differ. There's probably not a ton of people on there. So if you are hopping on there, my assumption would be you'd be able to rattle off some questions and get some good one-on-one time. So great opportunity. Lock that in your calendar. It's never been easier to be great. So with that being said, let's make it a week. God bless.